Okay, so what I'm doing here is I have 2.5 pounds of potatoes, golden potatoes, cut into wedges, and I'm going to season it up right now. These are lemon potatoes, specifically Greek lemon potatoes. I'm making a beefsteak burger in the oven to go with this for dinner. It's going to be amazing. So I'm going to start seasoning this up now, and I will show you when it's done. Okay, so in a large baking dish, I have 2.5 pounds of yellow golden potatoes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add 1 lemon, which is about a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, and then a 1/4 cup of olive oil. So I'm just going to add that right in here, all over the potatoes. Now I'm going to season the potatoes, so it's about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then I'm going to do about a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. I just only have my pepper grinder, so I have to do it this way, which is fine. Okay. And then I am going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. You can use fresh garlic if you want, but when you roast something, sometimes the fresh garlic burns. So I suggest not using the fresh garlic, but you can. And then I'm going to add about a 1/2 cup of chicken broth. This is chicken bone broth. So I'm going to add that in here as well. And then I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of water. 1/2 cup of water. And then I'm just going to mix everything up so everything gets the seasoning on here. Get everything wet and seasoned. Okay, and then I'm doing 1 tablespoon of oregano. My oregano here. Okay, I'll mix it up again. Just mix it up with this. These are going to be so delicious. They're going to cook in a 425-degree oven. I'm going to cover it with foil for about 40 minutes with the foil on, and then I'm going to remove the foil and then cook them for about another 25 minutes uncovered so they can brown. So these are going to be delicious, and to go along with this I'm making beefsteak burgers in the oven. But the last thing I love to do is add my paprika. So I'm going to add paprika on top. It gives it flavor and it gives it color. Okay, so there we go. And then I'm just going to add a little bit more olive oil on top here, all over the potatoes. So you need a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and then, you know, add the drizzle as extra. Okay. These are going to be delicious. You know, you can check on them. If the liquid is gone from here, you can just add some more water or some more broth. So what I'm going to do is now I'm just going to cover this. I'll give you a close-up, and it's going to go right in the oven. And these are my lemon potatoes, my Greek lemon potatoes. Okay, so here I have 1.4 pounds of ground beef. I'm using the meatloaf mix. You can use ground lamb. You could just use beef. You could use beef and pork. But these are going to be delicious. So it's very quick and easy. So I did 1 small diced onion and 2 cloves of minced garlic. So I'm going to add that in here. Okay, then I'm going to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. It's a 1/4 teaspoon, but... and then I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of oregano and 1 teaspoon of mint. Dry oregano and dry mint. 3 tablespoons of breadcrumbs. And 1 egg beaten. Okay, and then I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, and then we just mix this up, and then we form our patties, and then we're going to bake them in the oven. We're going to bake them in the oven at 425 for about 25 minutes. And so my potatoes are currently cooking, and then I'm going to add the beef steak burgers in after. So I'm just going to mix this all up here, and then I'm going to start forming my burgers. So the mint really gives it such flavor. And it's, while the potatoes are cooking, I'm preparing this. Once I uncover the potatoes, I can add my burgers in, and they'll cook right in the oven. And it's a really good way to eat it instead of grilling it or cooking it in a pan. So it's going to be great with the lemon potatoes, and I'm going to make a salad on the side. And just so you know, usually I saute my garlic and onions before I add them into my ground beef, but I didn't do that today. So I'm going to form my patties, and then these are going to be ready to go in the oven. So after I form them, I'm going to put them in the refrigerator until I'm ready to put them in the oven. And then I'll remove them from the oven. I'll remove them from the refrigerator about 15 minutes before I cook them. So I'll show you after I create the patties. Okay, so I have a baking sheet here, and I put foil on it. I sprayed it with Pam spray. So basically you can make 6 medium-sized burgers, or you can have 5 large ones. So I'm doing 6. So here they are in a ball, and then I just push them down. And then these are going to puff up in the oven. They're going to be amazing. So all I do is I just make them into a ball, and then I just push them down. And then I just take them and put it right on my baking sheet here. So I'm going to do this for all of them. I'll just do it really quick here. Oh, they smell amazing even though they're not cooking, but it might be the potatoes that smell so good. So yeah, so this is a really good, this is a good meal. I mean, you can have this all prepped in the fridge, you know, and it can just go right in. These are 25 minutes for, at 425 for 25 minutes. And then I'm going to make a salad. So it's six beef steak burgers with lemon potatoes. I mean, what a great meal. What a great meal, switching it up here. So this is how it looks. And I'm going to wash my hands really quick. And I will do a close-up. So here we go. So look how good they look. Very quick, simple, easy. Again, this is going right in the oven. Yeah, they're going to plump up. You know, it's not going to look, it's going to look like a big meatball, but I mean, this is so flavorful with those potatoes. And I'm going to go ahead and start my salad too. So this is what's on my plate: lemon potatoes and beef steak burgers in the oven. And I will show you after everything is done. So really quick before I start chopping everything, these are tomatoes from my garden. I have so many tomatoes. They're amazing. They taste amazing. Then this is a cucumber. I left the skin on. The pepper is from my garden as well. I'm going to cut half of an onion, and then I'm going to start my salad. I just wanted you to see these tomatoes. Okay, so here's my Greek salad. I cut 2 large tomatoes in here. I'm going to add my half of a sliced onion. You can use red onion. Mostly they use red onion, but you use what you have. And then a whole cucumber with the skin on or the skin off, however you like it. And this is a small pepper there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to season it with salt. It's about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You add it if you need more. And then just a little bit of pepper. Just do like an 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. And then about a teaspoon of oregano. And then I have the oregano right there. And those are my potatoes. I'm going to uncover them. And then what I'm going to do is I have my feta cheese. I'm going to do just probably about a 1/2 cup of feta cheese. Well, maybe a 1/4 cup. And I just break it up. This is how I add my feta cheese to my salad. And then I have to add my olive oil and my vinegar. You need about a 1/4 cup or possibly a 1/2 cup of olive oil in here, especially if you have some bread that you want to dip into the juice. Okay, so there's the olive oil. And then here's my vinegar. I love to use red vinegar, red wine vinegar, but I'm just going to use white today. There we go. And then we mix it up. And you could definitely make your salad ahead of time. And especially, look at that. Look at those tomatoes. It feels so good that I actually grew them in my garden and I get to enjoy them all summer long. Because if I went to the supermarket, those 2 tomatoes per pound, forget it. And then if you love olives, go ahead, add your olives in here. And there is my Greek salad. And that's going to go on the side of my dinner tonight. Leave my spoons in there. Okay, so here are my lemon potatoes. They look absolutely delicious. Just took them out of the oven. The beefsteak burgers are cooking. They'll be done soon. And then I'm going to plate everything and I'll take a picture for you. Just a tip, when I cook the potatoes, I put them in the oven covered at 425 for 40 minutes. What you do is make sure you check and see if they're tender. Just fork them and see if the fork pierces through. If they don't, let them go in another 10-15 minutes covered. Then remove the foil and then cook them for 40 minutes uncovered. And this is what they look like. Absolutely delicious. And again, while it's cooking, if you need any more broth, just add it in there. I didn't need any. These are my potatoes. Thanks for watching what's on my plate. I'll show you the beefsteak burgers next. Okay, so here's my beefsteak burgers. They just came out of the oven, sizzling. So I cooked them again at 425 for 25 minutes. Maybe you could do them for 20 minutes instead. Also, if you put the onion in raw, you can see like the pieces of onion. But if you saute the onion and garlic before you add it to the beef, it won't be as pronounced. But these are going to be delicious.